Here's the thing. I believe.
I like that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I believe that every opportunity is an opportunity to grow. Whether you like the opportunity or you think, oh my God, please, no, I don't want that thing to happen. It's still an opportunity to grow. But opportunities to grow in a quantum leap or just a baby step, it doesn't really matter. It's the owning, the realization that each one of us are the drivers of our own bus. We're the boss of us.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Fabulous. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Moira. Yay, yay.
Welcome. Here we are.
Oh, I know. Here we are. Today, we are deliciously motivated mindset with Debz. That's me. Who can't even pronounce her own name. And Moira, that's her. The one who's laughing at me. So welcome. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. Oh, I'm fabulous. It's going to be a great day. And we have one inspiring topic to talk about, which everybody knows what it is already, because you would have read this before you clicked on it. So I guess I can actually just say exactly what it is: seeing opportunities to grow.
Seeing opportunities to grow. This is a deliciously motivating mindset conversation for sure.
Absolutely. And the best part is, right now, if you've listened to us before or not, we rate ourselves on a scale of 0 to 10 of our numbers. And this is a great example of finding a number where we sit at now and then finding the number where we sit at the end. Mm-hmm. And we better see that you've seen it as an opportunity to grow by the time you get to the end of it, for sure. For sure.
That's the attention.
So, yeah. So 0, the number 0, naught. Do people ever say naught now? Naught. 0?
Well, we used to in Scotland. I don't know that I've heard that here in Canada.
Yeah. Naught. I'm like, hang on, there's another naught.
Or 0 or in Scotland, we would say nout.
Okay, so you're either a 0 or a nout or a naught.
Naught.
Yeah. And which is a very blissful, neutral, just neutral state, Zen moment.
Yeah,
completely
Zen at
nothing.
0.
Not worried about before, forward, sideways. You're just completely sitting in the present.
Yeah.
And then there's the 10. And number 10 is you're frazzled, chaotic. Just you're in a state. You're in a pickle. You can't see clearly. That's where you are at a 10.
Yeah.
10. So we rate ourselves at the start and then we rate ourselves at the end, and it just gives you a way to look at where you are with your numbers. It's a great process that you can use throughout your day just to regulate your emotions and see what's really going on, and just recognizing it and going, okay, well, I'm an 8. Well, that explains why I'm feeling like I want to, do whatever I want to do. It's not very fulfilling.
Maybe your heart's pounding or you're not breathing as deeply as you could.
Yeah. It just gives you a reason to understand. You don't have to choose to take yourself out of it, but it's just a recognition. So our intention is definitely to move you closer to a 0, or if not a 0, naught. So Moira, what number would you be right here, right now?
So right here, right now. So we've already had a conversation before we even clicked record here today. We always do.
Yes, we do.
We always do. Yeah. I really love this topic. So I'm actually going to put myself at a 1.5. I was feeling a little bit buzzed up when we first got on, but of course we calm each other down and, go towards that 0. But I'm putting myself at 1.5 just because I'm quite excited about this topic. And so
this is a bloody good one.
I put myself up just because there's it's like I'm not sitting at complete neutrality. I'm sitting at, oh my God, what are we going to talk about here?
It's funny because I sit between a 1 and a 2, and I'm like, oh, I'm a 1. Oh no, maybe I'm a 2. Maybe I'm a 1. Or maybe I'm a 2, and I'm like, oh. And then when Moira said I'm a 1.5, I'm like, oh, of course, you're not a 1, you're not a 2, you're a 1.5. You're just literally sitting in the middle. So yeah, we are both 1.5s, and our intention is to take us both to a 0 when we weave down the path of seeing opportunities to grow. So Moira, kick this puppy off today. Actually, I can't say kick this puppy off. That's really horrible.
That is horrible. See,
as I've got a
two
puppy.
Adorable puppies there.
Even though he just peed in my damn well doorstep. But that's another story. Yes. Yeah. I just for the record, people, I do not kick the puppy.
No, she doesn't.
At all. Haven't.
She does not.
Won't.
He's too cute anyway.
Yes. Yeah. So let's get this moving. Seeing opportunities to grow.
So seeing opportunities to grow. Here's the thing. I believe.
I like that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I believe that every opportunity is an opportunity to grow. Whether you like the opportunity or you think, oh my God, please, no, I don't want that thing to happen. It's still an opportunity to grow. But opportunities to grow in a quantum leap or just a baby step, it doesn't really matter. It's the owning, the realization that each one of us are the drivers of our own bus. We're the boss of us. So
I love that we're the boss of us. I say that so often.
I do too.
I don't say we're the boss of us. I say I'm the boss of me.
I'm the boss of me. And I say that I run a group program, and I often say that when people are saying, oh, they're feeling this and they're feeling this, and somebody said that and that made them feel this, and I'm like, wait, wait a minute. You're still the boss of you.
But
right. And so that is like right there is such a beautiful opportunity to grow. Is that, let's say you're in a situation where somebody is talking about things that you don't agree with, or they're complaining, or they're saying you should do this. It is still an opportunity to grow, to say, okay, I would not be hearing this dialogue if there wasn't a gift in here for me, right? Because you're there. And so sometimes those kind of situations come about to just help you see the contrast between what does growth mean? What do you want? What's your emotional climate? Because sometimes that is basically what that opportunity to grow is too, is that it's your emotion, that's your frequency that you're broadcasting to the world. Right?
Yes, and there's I think the more closed off you're going to be, the more you're definitely not going to see any opportunities to grow. But you're actually not even going to see opportunities, but you're actually not even going to see anything. No. Because when you sit in a dark room, you have to get present with that dark room, and then you can start seeing, your eyes adjust.
Yeah.
And then you can start seeing the walls, and you can start seeing little things that are there. But that's only until you sit present that you see the big, big, big picture.
Well said. And you start to, so even in the dark room, like you say, you can start to, as your eyes adjust, you start to see the walls and the shapes of things around you, and you see some pinpoints of light. Right? But the other part too is that sometimes we miss the light.
Yeah.
And then when we sit in the darkness or that closed offness, it's actually a beautiful gift to say, hey, I'm going to recalibrate. Because in the darkness, that's how seeing the light becomes so much more profound. Right? And what a beautiful opportunity to grow is, and I love what you just said though, is that rather than, if you're starting to feel like, let's say on our scale of 0 to 10, that you are cruising up towards that 10, maybe it's just about getting present to saying, you know what, I'm at a 9.5. Deep breath, hand over your heart. No right or wrong. You're just there. And if you can give yourself some space and acceptance, because this is the other big piece, I think, about seeing opportunities to grow, is to accept I'm where I'm supposed to be. Every one of us is in the right place at the right time. And even if it looks dark, oh, well, maybe I'm just going to sit and get present and at peace with this moment of darkness. Right?
Yeah. And just being present, just feeling, not running, just being, just sit still.
Yes. Yeah.
Just sit still, put your hand, and I do love the hand on the heart, because it just makes you, it just brings you back to you yet
Really
again.
does.
Yeah. So even just sitting still, and then you don't have to strategize about anything. You don't have to try and figure it out. Just sit still
and be,
hand on heart,
just
and
be.
breathe. Yeah.
Breathe and be. Yeah.
And the answers come. The answers truly come when your heart's going to a healthy beat, you know, and your mind just starts to clear and the answers come to you. But when you're sitting in that defrazzled state or frazzled state or anything, you know, it's really hard to get any answers, any clarity around anything.
Absolutely. So, because don't you think that when you're in that looping thinking of crazy making thoughts, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? What's the answer? What's the best strategy? What's the plan? If I don't get out here, maybe I have to stick in here forever.
Yeah. Oh my God, am I going to get it? But you're fasting, really talking, and you don't even know what you're saying, and you can't even, and that's exactly what it sounds like.
It does.
That's your cray time.
You're never. Here's the secret about that, is that actually is a brilliant navigational tool to see the opportunities to grow, is that when you hear that and you recognize and just get present to, oh, it's there. Don't shame yourself, beat yourself up, say, oh gosh, I've done all this work before. Why am I in this pattern again? It's okay. You're a human being. You're a spiritual being having this human experience. It's part of it. It's part of the package. But, and I do this for my own self. I'll get into a situation and I might go for a certain amount of time, my worry thoughts and that cray looping. Oh my God. And as soon as I do something to become present, or I just kind of go, oh, there she goes again, with loving acceptance and recognizing it's not here, sweetheart, that's not how this situation is going to get you come to resolution, or see the gift in it, or find out the path through that darkness. It's like, nope. And then to your point, the answers, the directions, the solution arrives, but it did not arrive from my head.
It never does.
Never does. It never does.
Here's a secret. It never does.
Yep.
But there are so many opportunities to grow, and you can choose to grow or you can choose to stay where you are. Like it's both okay. And you can choose to change today, or you can choose to change tomorrow or down the track or whenever. You can choose when you feel like choosing. This is totally okay for you. And just because you chose yesterday to deal with stuff, today you don't have to.
No. And something that I often say to clients and students is, when we see an opportunity to grow, and let's say we're feeling really resilient and get, catch that crazy making looping in our head and catch that. And we sit.
You're crazy making looping. And it is that you just suddenly go, whoa, where did that go? And it can come like so quickly and
absolutely
spiral like that tornado.
But so let's say let's say today you short circuit that and you get into your sense of presence, and the answers come in and you actually recognize there's such a beautiful gift in this opportunity. And then let's say tomorrow Maybe you didn't sleep as well as you'd like to, and you spend the whole day like you completely miss the opportunity to say, I'm going to stop thinking like that, and I'm going to get out of my head into my heart. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because here's something that I've recognized in all, I've been doing this kind of work for many years, is that this opportunity to grow, we actually are all growing and expanding and evolving and becoming and stepping up at our right rate and our right rhythm. But oftentimes it's achieved by taking 2 steps forward and then 1 back, and then 2 steps forward and 1 back. And we just keep doing that, 2 steps forward, 1 back. Unfortunately, a lot of times people get so caught up on the story of like, yeah, but I took 1 step back. I suck. I didn't keep that momentum going because I'm such a loser. I'm such a unmotivated procrastinator.
Blah, blah, blah.
But then as soon as you bring to their awareness, hey, but you just told me you did this and this. So how come you don't spend the same amount of time applauding yourself, approving of yourself, appreciating and patting yourself on the back? We're just not wired for that, are we?
I know, but even when people say thank you to us, you're amazing, most people just go, oh, what?
It was nothing.
What? Oh, yeah, like that was really easy. Like, yeah, no problem. Thanks very much. Like, don't thank me. That was, it's like you've put no effort in. And it's easy, but to other people it's not easy. That's why they thank you, because they're just like, oh my God, they're a genius. They've just thought of something that, or done something that would take me hours to do. But seeing those opportunities to grow, even just being that whole present and just going, wow, like the rating of a 0 to 10, just seeing that and going, wow, I've been a 10 for 3 days. It's probably time for me to do something about it.
Yeah, do something different.
And just for the record, people, I haven't been a 10 for 3 days. But if you get yourself to that point, and then you can go, and then you don't have to do anything. And then on the 4th day, you're like, wow, I'm still at that 10. You can choose to do that or not. But right then, you've already seen the opportunity to grow. You've already recognized it. And that's the big thing, is seeing, recognizing it, and being okay with what it is. And I know you talked about, a little bit about shame and guilt. God, that just drives me insane. And that's self-talk, and it will just spiral you down to the 10. And, oh, I'm such a loser. I'm such this and such that. The universe is hearing you. You're hearing you. Your heart is hearing you. Your soul is hearing you. Other people are hearing you. You say that and you've got a child around. Oh, I'm such a loser. Do you want that child to hear you say those words? They're going to come up and say that stuff, because we all know the moment you swear in front of a child, next thing it gets repeated in public. So they are actively listening.
Absolutely.
So they pick that stuff up, but so do other people around. And it's not great when someone's really beating themselves up to hear that.
No, it's horrible. I get upset about it, to be honest with you.
I definitely get frustrated, and I pick and choose how I'm going to handle those people or say something or what. But your soul wants to grow all the time. Absolutely. The core of who you are wants to grow.
Of your survival. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I said survival is not, it's thriving. People think that we're here to survive, and we aren't. It's actually not true. We're here to thrive.
See, if you're in survival mode, Moira's details are on the page, and so are mine.
Yeah.
See that as an opportunity to grow and to get yourself out of survival mode, definitely. But there is so many things and so many scenarios. But what I find is people go, well, last year this happened to me and this is how I handled it, and this year I'm having to deal with it again. So why? I thought I handled it last year, so I'm a big fat loser because it means it didn't work, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that story goes on and on and on. No, you handled it with the best tools you had right there and then last year. And today it's a different scenario. You're 1 year educated, 1 year further educated on that topic and other topics. So you may have to use something different.
And do it with a wee bit of a different energy nuance, and see it as part of a growth evolution, as opposed to, oh, dang, I have to do the same thing all over again, because that's so not true.
Yes.
Because as we up level, So what? You have to have the same conversation again. There's going to be something different, and there's a gift in there, because to your point, if somebody's saying, oh gosh, I thought I'd figured this out, well, there's maybe a little piece that you needed to reframe, or to get the gift of, or to acknowledge or appreciate those
Yeah, you
things.
got
Of
the
those
99%, but not the 100%.
yeah. Before we move on too much, though, I wanted to circle back on what you were saying about how people talk to themselves. I'm such a loser, I'm such a doofus, I'm this, that, and that. And something that I do with people is I ask them, I'll let them have their whole tirade. I'm this, I'm that, I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, I should have done better. And so I'll ask them that if they had somebody that they really, really cared for came and said all of those things.
Oh, God, you make me feel sick, Moira.
My question is, what would you say to that person? And hands down, I say 100% of the time, people would say, I would say, oh, there, it's all going to get better. You're resilient, you're strong, I trust in you, I have faith in you. And I was like, good. So if you speak to other people like that, you have to remember that you are a people too. So that's what I do. It's like, well, aren't you a people? Seriously, because that's the key piece, right? Is that there's this ingrained pattern in so many of us where we talk to ourselves in such demeaning, derogatory, shameful, awful ways. We'd never dream of speaking to somebody that we loved in that fashion.
No,
right?
No.
So it's time to really knock that out.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
Yeah, that's just so significant to even just see the bigger picture of that. Just even when you're saying that, I was like, oh my God, I feel sick thinking of those things. And then there's the other part of what you say verbally to yourself.
Yes.
Or mumble under your breath, but also what goes on in your head.
Yes.
Those things that you say to yourself in your head, because your soul still hears it.
It's recording all of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And your soul still hears it and records it, and will play it over with you in scenarios until you see that opportunity.
Well, absolutely. But there's another thing that happens in this too, is that inner dialogue, whether it's you're saying things or you're thinking things in a derogatory fashion, it creates emotions, right? Because it creates you thinking like you're a victim, or you're not good enough, or you're terrible, or you're a bit of a loser. And so think about loser. So think about that. If you sit in that emotional cloud, that's what you're projecting to the universe. So the universe says, okay, I'll give you more of that.
Oh, you want more of that.
You want more of that. You want more of situations to think that you're not good enough, or you're.
And that's exactly it, because you miss the first set of lights, and then you miss the second set of traffic lights, and you're like, and out comes all these things, and you're swearing at traffic lights. Well, guess what? The universe is going to go, so you don't like these traffic lights. Oh, you like these traffic lights. We'll just give you more of these.
Yep.
And your day just escalates and escalates and escalates. So, and you don't get yourself out of it until you stop. Like, take yourself to that dark room. Don't necessarily have to take yourself to that dark room. Just stop, breathe, hand on heart. Just pause
and realize that you are the creator of what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And that's not to then say, wow, I'm experiencing some god awful crap right now, so therefore I suck. It's like, nope, that actually is one of the best ticket to say, this is your opportunity to grow. What you going to do with it? Here's your ticket. Off you go. Run with it. Right?
Yep. And that's exactly it. So it's your choice to take it or not take it.
Or not take it. You might say, I'm just really tired and just want to sit still for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe in this dark room until I readjust and refocus.
But things don't go away.
No, they don't.
And I think that's really important to say to people is things don't go away until you've worked with it. You've worked on it.
Yeah. And so that's to your point earlier of what you were saying about somebody complaining, oh gosh, I thought I'd figured this out or I worked through this. It's like, well, there's obviously a piece that you missed or that you needed to redo or do in a wee bit of a different way, right? It's all good. It's all okay.
It just is. And then deal with it.
Yeah.
Just do a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be as harrowing or taxing as it was last year. Just go, okay, well, this I can work through.
But it's also, don't you think too, that sometimes this gets exacerbated when we take ourselves a bit too seriously?
Yeah, well, you were just talking about a video you sent and you said, I'm a little bit of and I was just like, oh my God, so that would be me too. Like, just don't take life seriously. Well, take life seriously. Hang on. Like, don't run the red lights.
Be responsible, but you don't have to be super serious. Play quirky, be quirky. That's the thing about me is I'm a bit quirky. Well, laugh at yourself.
I'm quirky with a spin of swear words. So but that's it. Just be who you are, and be okay with who you are. Be okay with who you are here, right now.
Yes, because what I was just thinking as you were saying that is that the core essence of you is actually asking, in fact, it's quite often demanding, your own loving acceptance, unconditional loving acceptance of you. Not saying, oh yeah, but I'm too fat, or I have this terrible habit, or I don't like the color of my hair, or look, I've got all this gray hair, or no. You deserve your own loving acceptance 100%.
So when we say that, but then we want to change. We want to see these opportunities to grow. So then we go, well, but I thought you just said, love yourself for who you are.
Right.
Yes, but don't get stagnant.
Right. But the other thing too, and I've said this for years, and this is actually part of my 5-step letting go process that I do with my coaching clients, is you cannot. There's a
tip here. Grab your pen and paper, people. Quick.
You cannot change anything, whether it's in your inner world or your outer world. You cannot change anything until you accept what is right here, right now. You cannot say things like, and I've watched people do this. You cannot say things like, I'll love and accept myself when I drop 20 pounds. Guess what?
I don't mean to laugh.
You're never going to lose those 20 pounds ever. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Although I've seen some people do the, binge,
you can if you
they'll do the binge dieting thing to get in for a special event like their son's wedding or something, and they want to get into special dress. But then after the celebration, that all the week and more comes back. Because
at the celebration it starts.
Yeah.
I've not eaten for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Just had a mouthful of water.
Whereas when you just say, it's going to be perfectly honest, I would like to release some weight. But I know it'll release when it's ready. But if I sit there and look in the mirror and go, oh, look, I've got a big double chin and I've
got this and I've got that.
And I've got that. I cannot bring in healthy changes until I say, I love and accept what's sitting here right now.
And it's all of me, ALL in capitals. And I think that's the big thing there. Or you just do a Debra and just buy different clothes, next size of clothes.
You told me that before. You buy different sizes of clothes. That's a clever idea.
Yeah. Some days I'm a bit chunkier than others, or just upgrade your wardrobe.
That's actually a beautiful example of accepting you. it's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, you're right. It is. It's like, well, right now I'm not prepared to change it. I'm not going to do anything about it. So I know what I'll do. I'll just buy a few more
Just
extra
buy
clothes.
a bigger size. That's it.
Yeah.
Or
And
you
accentuate.
could do what Moira does. I buy lots of things with lycra, stretchy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You see, I've got expansion room here. I'm good.
Expansion room. Yeah. But I think the thing is, it's just, I would love people to recognize where they were a year ago. Now, most people have evolved and gone from maybe a 10 to a closer to a 0 a year ago. But there also will be some who have gone from maybe they had the most amazing life. Maybe they had everything in order. And then now they're down to a 10. And so I think the thing is to recognize where you were a year ago, 6 months, 3 months, last week, and just go, okay, what have I what has been my amazing experiences from there? What have I learned over that time? Okay, so maybe I did have a house and maybe now I don't have a house. So what did I learn? Did I learn who my true friends were? Did I learn some smart business moves that I didn't listen to people, or my intuition? What are those things? Because there's a bigger picture always going on.
Absolutely.
And who we were last year is definitely not who we are now. When people say, I remember you in high school, you were such a nerd. I'm like, yeah, well, okay, so they never said that about me, just for the record.
But I would have been known as a bit of a nerd, but a strange one too.
You'd be a quirky nerd, yeah.
Quirky nerd. There you go.
But the thing is, who I was when I was 15, 16 is not who I am now in my 40s.
Right.
Oh, shit, am I still in my 40s? Yeah, I am. Yeah. It got me to think, hang on, am I still in my 40s?
Oh my goodness, you're funny. You're funny.
But who I was when I was 15 is not the same person who I am now. They go, oh, I remember her. She was this, this, and this. Yeah, well, how many years ago was that?
Yeah.
Like, I've changed.
That's so funny when people say things like that to me, because so I'm in my 50s and I definitely am nothing like I was when I was 15. But I don't really think that I need to be around somebody that says, oh, you were this when you were 15, because it's like, yeah, she's so long gone that.
What about the celebrities or somebody who goes and then they go, I remember them at school, they were such a cow at school. It's like, okay, right. So you're talking about somebody who's 20 years ago or something. Like, do you not think you've changed from 20 years?
Yeah, true.
No, it's funny. But this is the stuff, is that we have changed, and there's been some amazing experiences that you've had along the way, if you see them as amazing. But it's just that shift in mindset, as being grateful to the divine order of what's happened in your world.
Absolutely. But here's the thing too, along the lines of me saying, you're the boss of you, I'm the boss of me. And so everything that I experience is my creation. Whether it was consciously aware or not, it's still my creation.
Yeah.
And so I can then look at certain scenarios or situations. I mean, we've all had our share of trauma and bumps in the road and crazy trains and chaotic situations. But for me, I can go and visit those chapters or experiences and see, what was it I got? What was the gift? What was the learning? What was the nugget? But I did it, right? It still is in my control, because otherwise I wouldn't have been in that experience.
Yeah.
Right. It's actually, so to me, I now look over my shoulder. I mean, I think this is part of what happens to us when we get into our sort of mid to late 40s and 50s. Is we start realizing, wow, that situation that I thought was such a dreadful situation, and we're like you're talking about people losing their homes or losing their savings. I was speaking to somebody this weekend. Actually, this is a brilliant story. I spoke to somebody this weekend who we were all sharing stories. I was on a train the trainer event this past weekend. And so
Moira's forever educating herself.
I'm always doing that. This story, it so lit my heart up. This young girl said that at the beginning, can't remember if it was the beginning of this year or last year, but time frame was very close. She got scammed and lost all of her life savings by these scam artists.
Yeah.
And so she said, and hats off to her, it took her a month. She said she cried out all of her tears. She was angry. How dare these people rip
A month
her off?
wasn't long.
No, I know. That's why it was so impressive, because I don't know many people that could have turned this one around as fast as she did.
Yeah.
So she did the whole full-blown pity party. No, I'm going to have to go. I can't afford to pay my rent. And now COVID's here, so I'm going to lose my job and I'm going to have to move back in with my mother and la, 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 la. And then she said, this is where I am. And so she decided that rather than, shake her fist at how dare these people rip her off, she was going to take complete ownership for it. And she said, these people obviously needed the money more than I did. So I'm going to frame that up as I gave a donation. So she gave a donation to people who needed the money more than her.
Yeah.
And to
I got
see,
goosies.
I know, to see this story and see her vibrant energy. She didn't lose her job. She didn't lose her house. She's probably not made her savings back, but she didn't have to move back in with her mom.
And that's
she
all because,
she saw it as an opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
And like you said, that was so impressive that she said, because when she was telling us the story, we were like, wow, that's amazing to turn it around to that. And we were saying, oh gosh, that must have taken you a while. She's like, no, it took about a month.
Yeah, but see, when you were telling, I was like, whoa, but to know that that's a month. And that would have been a harrowing month for her.
Oh gosh, yes.
And
yes.
But it shows when you're ready, you're ready.
Yeah.
And she was done with that perceived challenge.
Yep.
And changed that perceived challenge into a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in such a powerful way. I mean, I hope
what a donation.
I hope she tells that story over and over and over again, because it was so beautiful. So when she was saying that too, she said she reframed it to saying this donation. Then she started to laugh and she says, and I actually believed it.
Yeah. I love that she's done that, and I love that she shared that with you, because I'm sure you're not the only one who's repeated that story from that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And to share that here on the podcast to me is inspiring, because if you have been, quotation marks, ripped off or anything, look at that opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And yes, it took her a month, which could be long or short or whatever your mindset says with that. Mm-hmm. But to see that and to turn that around as a donation is just so significant. Hugely. And like you said, she believed it because she believed it in her heart. Mm-hmm. And that's when her world really opened up for her.
Yeah. And so her energy then obviously brought in all of the amazing opportunities that she ended up having, as opposed to this sense of loss. So there's the choice, right? Whether it takes you a day, a week, a month, a year, it doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. What matters is you get to choose. Are you going to sit? And you can have the pity party. In fact, a lot of my cancer clients, I encourage them to have their pity party.
Yeah.
Because like you said too, is things don't go away. Mm-hmm. So if you feel like a victim,
swept it under the carpet.
If you feel like a victim, or you feel like, oh, woe is me, feel it. Because the only way through it is to feel it.
Yeah.
And once you do that, it does shift. And it is one of the most powerful opportunities for growth.
Yeah, I think, oh my God, I think that's beautiful. I think that's really, really beautiful.
Yeah. It's awesome. This is an awesome conversation. I'm glad I got the opportunity to share that.
Oh, I love
story,
that
because it just landed to me as, oh, hey, I've got this great example.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So do you
feel like we could keep talking?
I know. Maybe we need to do a round 2 on this one, because there's
Let us know if you want a round 2.
Yes, please do. But any last tip before we go back in and do our wrap up and rate ourselves again?
Oh, that number. Just stop and be present and just be okay. Yeah. And if you do get yourself into a frazzle, Moira or Deb, we're here
for you. We are here for you. Absolutely.
Yeah. And even if you can't even if you can't do a voice call or anything, just message, like it's okay.
Yeah,
Where
message
the
us
moment
on,
you
on
reach,
Facebook or email. Absolutely.
yeah, the moment you reach out, you've already started the healing process. So
Absolutely.
you've already started to see opportunities to grow.
Absolutely. Well said.
What a beautiful conversation today.
This is an awesome conversation. So what number are
I'm a 0.
you at?
I'm a 0, but I do
You're
feel I
both
need
a
to
0.
talk more on it.
I know this feels like it's really short. It's like, oh, hey, we were just getting started.
And I looked at the time and I went, shoot.
Oops. So yes, I would
You'll
love
be a
us to do
0.
another one. I am a 0. Absolutely. This has been an excellent conversation.
Yeah. So if people would like that level up too of this, then let us know.
Yeah, put it in the
Let us know.
comments or message
Yeah.
us or email us, let us know. And
Yeah.
also check in to see, we're inviting our listeners to check in to see where were you when we started and have you recognized your opportunities to grow. That was the intention of this. So, dear Deb, always such a pleasure and honor to have these conversations with you.
Yay!
I love my time with you here, and I hope our listeners get up-leveled and transformed and inspired. That's our intention here.
That's our intention. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Moira. This is beautiful.
This is gorgeous. I loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you, dear Deb. We will be checking in with you again next week. Much love to you. Bye.
Bye.